Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joshua Castillo. If you're wondering why I haven't posted a little bit, I'm in a master's course. I have a regular job, so things get a little hectic. This kind of gets pushed to the side, but what I'm going to be doing in the next couple of weeks, playing some catch up with some of the videos. So some of this stuff, like today's video, 13F filings, I haven't really gotten a chance to look at them yet, and I know they came out a month ago, but I've, obviously seen like the big headlines, but I wanted to take a deeper dive, a little bit more of a look than I actually get by seeing the headlines. So with that being said, if you like that, make sure to join, hit the subscribe button down below, like the video if you are enjoying it, and let's dive right into today's video. So again, the first things first, we're gonna hop on over to the, little presentation. I've been doing this every single time I kind of go through this, but really what we're gonna be looking at today is Q4 2022. Obviously Q1 is just about to end, not that far from now, but the 13F filings don't come out until 45 days after the quarter ends, so this will still be slightly relevant. So the first things first really is Lilu from Himalaya Capital Management didn't make any crazy moves in his US stock portfolio besides adding to Google. Now he has the C shares as well as the A shares. He currently added to the A shares. So when you look at this, his position in general, he has 3 million C shares, about 2 million or so A shares. So he's adding to this when he sees there's value. You have to remember that the 13F filings don't include all of the foreign companies, so he owns way more than just 1.9 billion, but this is just the US filings. Michael Burry had a ton of moves, and honestly, not that surprising. I think the most shocking thing was the fact that JD.com actually came into this, but if you look at his buys and sells, some of the big things is really Alibaba and JD were kind of the big shockers when I saw the headlines. MGM Resorts is obviously not going to be that shocking because, when you have that much property and you have that brand, you have everything underneath the MGM umbrella, it's not that shocking. He's been kind of trading in and out of companies as we've seen, so that's why you can see like Geo, Core Civic, some of those companies, he's been trading as they've fallen down and when they rise back up, been selling back off. Curate Retail Group, that's QVC, and a bunch of other companies that fall underneath that parent company. Aerojet Rocketdyne had a huge rise, but when he bought this versus when it got sold out of the portfolio. And then obviously Liberty and Charter Communications, not too shocking there. Again, he's been trading in and out of a lot of companies, so not really that surprising. He basically turned over his entire portfolio. Monish Pabrai, so Monish actually added to his Micron Technologies position, which was kind of shocking because his position has been kind of going up and down when you take a look further into it. Again, he only has 4 companies currently, really 3 companies in his U.S. holdings. So what you're seeing here is not his entire company and not the entire portfolio. But what happened was Brookfield Asset Management, Brookfield Corp kind of spin off one company. So he didn't necessarily buy Brookfield Corp. He kind of got it spun off based on how this spinoff is currently working for Brookfield Asset Management. Then Seritage, I don't know why he hasn't sold that off yet. Maybe he's just writing it down until it completely liquidates. But I'm surprised that he hasn't sold off that position yet because it's so small. Seth Klarman, a ton of buys, a ton of sells, and honestly, the one thing that matters to me is Dropbox got sold 100%. I'm not really sure exactly what happened. Again, obviously, it's possible that they have bonds or they have some or they're like mechanic to buy Dropbox, or it's possible they completely got rid of the Dropbox position entirely out of their entire portfolio, because we're only seeing the stock buy and sell here, not necessarily anything else that they have. But as far as buys, Amazon, Google, Meta, not that surprising. WBD, he did add to his position, which is another company that I own. Kind of happy about that. Herbalife Nutrition, I haven't seen that company's name in quite some time. And then really you can see the rest of the sells that they had that were kind of either minor or not, huge portions of the portfolio. So when you're looking at this, what I'm looking for is like, what are they actually buying? And the Meta position was actually shocking to me because to see him adding really some FANG stocks, or Mang stocks, not FANG anymore, some Mang stocks is really kind of shocking to me because he has so many companies in the portfolio, but we'll have to see if they add to it when the new one comes out or if they do any sort of moves with those. Warren Buffett, obviously, he has a huge portfolio as well. And again, when you're looking at this, it's not just Warren that's buying. So there's a bunch of other portfolio managers underneath Berkshire Hathaway, especially some of the companies that they own. So when they buy companies or they're making moves, it may be from someone else within that company. But with that being said, Louisiana Pacific Corp, that's a pretty big ad as far as 21%. Paramount, not that surprising. I'm surprised that Apple still got added. I doubt that they're going to keep adding. You know, Apple has risen pretty well. They continue to add onto their Oxy position. I don't think I included that here, but they've been buying Oxy like crazy. So not that surprising. And then they got into TSM in Q3 2022 and then got out of it in Q4. So I'm not sure what exactly the manager who was responsible for that saw, but that was kind of shocking to see them pretty much slash their entire position. They pretty much got rid of all of US Bank Corp as well as Bank of New York Mellon Corp. You know, it's not that surprising again to see them get out of financials, and then given also what's happened by the time this video has come out, the financials are all over the place actually. So I'm sure that he probably saw something or someone within the company saw something, but part of it too, where you see like Ally Financial, they have to stay under the 10% mark so they don't have to get new regulations. But I wouldn't be surprised that he either tries to find a new way to buy Ally Financial or, you know, add some sort of other assets related to Ally, like a bond or something like that. But they're at about that 10% mark Ally. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if they tried to find a way, but again, they don't want to go above that 10% mark. Guy Spear, nothing happened. Are you shocked? Because I'm not shocked. Again, he does have, a lot of these people have international portfolios, so it's possible that moves got made on the international side, but Aquamarine didn't make any moves, kept all the positions that they had. I love Guy Spear. I'm excited to read his letter coming. I think it's the next 2 or 3 weeks, so keep tuned with that, but again, no moves. Bill Ackman, so he sold off some of the bigger companies like Domino's last quarter, and then he also added his Howard Hughes position this quarter. So other than that, he didn't make any other moves. Again, if he has any other, you know, sort of derivatives or anything like that, it's not going to show up here. But to see him hold steady on Lowe's as well as Chipotle, Hilton, Howard Hughes, and Canadian Pacific, it's interesting because him as a manager and how he plays things, this is totally all within his ballpark, and I'm not surprised. I'm curious to see though if they, you know, as things kind of fall and wherever the chips may lie for this financial crisis that has been happening in the banking sector, what will actually come out of it, and see if they'll add any more. That's why I'm excited for the next 13 Fs, and I wanted to do this today. Charlie Munger, Daily Journal Co. I'm going to do a video more so looking at the year for Daily Journal Co. I know that by the time the quarter is over, the 10Q will probably be out, so I may be able to include the newest quarter. But as far as what they sold, PKX was a really tiny position. You can see that they still have Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Alibaba, and US Bank Corp still on their US portfolio. They do have a lot of, relative to their portfolio size, they do have a lot sitting in international stocks that we don't know exactly what it is. So I'm curious to see if we'll get any sort of insight into that in the coming quarters, or if it's going to stay kind of a mystery. I think people have guesses, but I would love to know what exactly the positions are. So other than that, thank you all for joining me today. I'm sorry that this video came out a lot later than I wanted it to, but things have been crazy over here. So if you want to see anything specifically, or have any companies you want me to look into, let me know down in the comments below. But with that being said, stay tuned. I'm coming out with a bunch of new content that I'm filming actually like right now. So if you see other videos with exactly what I'm wearing, you know why. So with that being said, thank you all for joining me. Have a great day.